like literally screw what I want. Like forget about my like little fanfic dreams and stuff like that about Nintendo going all out at the Game Awards. Like throw that aside. Nintendo could have used this event to push some of their games even in a sizzle reel with footage we've already seen of these games.
Yeah.
And the only times that it happened was through nominations and through the Game Awards orchestra, which
Yeah. That
technically
was
which
interesting.
which is
Yeah.
technically not even an ad, it's just, footage. And so to me, what this sounds like is Nintendo really. And it was surprising because last year you thought Nintendo was slowly getting back into the Game Awards because
Mm.
2021 was pretty quiet. 2020, I would say, with Sephiroth at the beginning, that was
Oh yeah.
that was big. And then 2021 was, I don't really remember what happened in 2021. In 2022, we had Bayonetta Origins and we had the Fire Emblem Engage DLC. So after seeing that, I was excited and I thought it was coming back. But
Yeah.
after this is by far like the lowest Nintendo involvement Game Awards ever. And not to say that I won't watch the Game Awards anymore. And I'm not like surprised by this. I mean, there is a part of me that is surprised when it comes to like Nintendo using this to help push their game sales.
Mm.
But I'm not surprised with me not getting what I wanted, like all this crazy stuff, like Metroid Prime 4 gameplay, Tears of the Kingdom DLC. I'm not truly surprised that I didn't get that, but it does speak to me, especially because of the way this was presented, that literally, I think the Game Awards might have used Nintendo and Zelda and stuff like that to help build up its audience. And then now that the Game Awards is so popular and so well known, now they can continue on without them, especially with with Reggie retiring and that cut off of
Yeah.
relationship between him and Jeff Keighley.
But Game
Yeah,
Awards is happening well before Breath of the Wild's
that's
big
true.
Game of the Year win,
That's true.
which
It was 2012 or 2013 was the first one.
2014, I think it was the first one.
Actually, it was called Video Game Awards in
Oh
2012
yeah,
and
yeah,
2013.
that was the one with the Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze
Yeah,
reveal.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly. So, I mean, when they just started, it was probably more like of an internet like show, but now it's kind of grown into this like own thing that's pretty serious.
yeah.
And so now, clearly, not only do the Game Awards, not only is Nintendo's relationship with the Game Awards more like surface level, but I think they also just literally don't need Nintendo anymore because there's so many IPs that people are so hardcore into. Like I feel like over the
Mhm.
years, when you thought of video games, you thought of Nintendo, but now, like
Yeah.
more recent years, I feel like video game companies have evolved and people have developed attachments to games that have nothing to do with Nintendo at all. And so, to me, I am not expecting, and it's I don't really know how to word this, but I'm not really expecting like in serious mentality now. I'm not expecting any more Nintendo first party announcements from the Game Awards. That's not me like being sad and like saying that this show sucked. No, it didn't. For games that I don't really care about or for games that I might not even play, it was still enjoyable to watch. But me as a hardcore Nintendo fan, yeah, it's pretty much the nail in the coffin, or at least the last nail in the coffin, that we won't be getting any more first party announcements or anything like that from the Game Awards. So what do you think about that?
So first of all, for I think ever since the Joker announcement, that's when we had our hopes high for the Game Awards,
Uh
having
huh.
big Nintendo announcements. And for us, like we were talking about yesterday, it was always Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. Will we get a
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild 2 trailer? Like
Uh huh.
all that, right? And I slowly realized after 2020 and 2021, I was like, Nintendo has a presence here, but it's not as big anymore for whatever reason. And I think the reason is for two reasons. I think the two reasons are one, Nintendo feels like, hey, we can do all this stuff in our own presentation where all eyes will be on Nintendo and not on
Hmm.
any other games or any other media and any other personalities It'll be only on Nintendo. Because if you look at even in the past, some of their first party announcements at the Game Awards weren't even that big. Like Bayonetta 3 was like it's a pretty big game, but it's not a Mario or a Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joker at the Game Awards was DLC for Smash Brothers. Champion's Ballad was DLC for Breath of the Wild. Sephiroth is DLC for um, Smash Brothers. Cereza and the Lost Demon was also like a smaller scale Bayonetta game, not even like a major Bayonetta game. And then Fire Emblem DLC was DLC for Engage. So that's one thing. Another thing is this is just something I've noticed, especially with the last two Game Awards like presentations, nominations, wins, awards, all of that. And some people in my chat might agree with me on this and some people may not. But here's what I have to say. Game Awards, I wouldn't say is like Game Awards, I will say this. They prefer Western games. They prefer the Sonys, they prefer the Microsofts and the Rockstar and the
Right.
all those kinds of like Western games, like um, EA and like those kinds of games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm blanking on other like developers right now. Bethesda, all those kinds of games. They prefer those, like your Remedy or your Larian Studios. They will m more so gravitate to those games than games from like Japanese studios. So that's why I was very, very happy to see Persona 3 Reload in the pre-show. I was even more happy to see Metaphor ReFantazio in the pre-show because those games need more eyes on them because they're like very, very, very good games, which are often like ignored in other like venues and other like places on social media and stuff. So that was very good. And Monster Hunter being a closer was a very nice closer. Like I was like, oh, is it gonna be like another like um big Bethesda game? Is it gonna be like another like Mass Effect game or whatever? No, it was like a really awesome quality action adventure RPG Monster Hunter. So I'm very excited for that. But when it comes to Nintendo, I feel like the Game Awards only like prefers like a few games. Like you got their Marios and you got the Zeldas, which are like the high critically acclaimed games. I will never forget and I'll never shut up about the Xenoblade loss last year, which was like crazy. That was one of the craziest Game Award losses to me ever. It like imagine a game so deserving of an award and then you give it to like some other game. I was like, that makes absolutely no sense. And that's when I realized I was like, the Western critics probably don't play a lot of the smaller scale Japanese developed games.